But the important thing is I am Amon G. Carter Sr. And some people say the G stands for gosh darn or something like that.
All right, I'm Dave Lieber here at the Artisan Center Theater with the man who is playing Amon G. Carter in my play, Amon, the Ultimate Texan, which opens in May. Everybody welcome Kelvin Dilks, a legendary teacher in the Birdville ISD. Tell us about that. How many years you taught?
I taught for 31 years in Birdville ISD. I taught 25 and a half years at Haltom High School and 5 years at Richland. I retired 2 years ago in February and in January and started running for the school board in February. So I've served 2 years now on the Birdville ISD school board.
And that's very rare for a teacher to go to the school board. You don't see a lot of that, so good for you. You enjoying the school board?
It is, it's fun, it's challenging, and it's, it's something all the time. It keeps you very busy, so it's good.
It's amazing. You're on the school board and you're also doing a one-man play. On this man, Amon G. Carter, who was Mr. Fort Worth, the king of West Texas. And now you've been studying him for the last few months and learning your lines, the ones I've written for you. And what do you think about Amon Carter? How do you interpret this very complicated man?
The thing is about Amon Carter, you hear Amon Carter all your life here in Fort Worth, but you don't really know who he is. So much of what all he did is forgotten, and this play in your book helps bring him back and helps us understand. I've learned so much about Amon Carter since we started this project. Things I didn't know, like him founding Texas Tech University. He was the major force. He wanted to make sure the Texas legislature put a major school in West Texas. I had no idea he was involved in that. He did so many things that you can't even possibly go downtown Fort Worth and not feel the presence of this man who's been dead now for 64 years.
Yeah.
So it's pretty incredible. I always taught my kids in school that we learn history because in order to understand who we are, we have to understand where we came from.
Yes.
And so Fort Worth being the city it is today, with so many people that have given so much, like the Richardson Foundation and the Tandys and the Moncriefs and the Leonards and the Basses, that so many people have given so much to this city and made city a major city for art museums and theater and the Coliseums and the Dickies, and their foundation and all. So a lot of that started with Amon. So in order for us to understand Fort Worth, we got to understand Amon Carter, because it's where we came from. Part of the reason why we're here today.
Is this the biggest role that you've ever played in the theater?
Yes, it's the biggest. I've had leads before in shows, but when you're in a show, most of the time you have actors to work with, so you don't have to memorize the whole thing. But this, you're on stage by yourself. You have to know the whole show, and I always say it's like eating a whale. You got to eat a little bit every day because it's a tremendous task.
And Kelvin Dilks, the other day on Facebook, he posted a very moving post about how you went to find Amon Carter's burial place at Greenwood Cemetery. What was that like?
It was really, it was touching in a way to stand there and look in and see, his mausoleum and see his crypt and realize that's his final resting place. And what was really cool about it, it was higher than the other crypts. It was like, here's Amon Carter's mausoleum that looks over the entire Fort Worth area.
So we have another month and a half to rehearse this before it opens on May 9th at the Artisan Center Theater, artisanct.com. They've just added 3 new performances for the Saturday night shows for the month of May, which means you'll be doing 2 performances on most Saturdays in May, which is really, really amazing. So everybody, we want him to succeed because he's bringing back a story along with Connie Sanchez, our director, and Rick Blair and Deanne Blair, our producers here at Artisan Center Theater in Hearst. So this is going to be fantastic. Hey, can you end with the famous Amon Carter cheer?
Hooray for Fort Worth and West Texas!
That's how you do it, people. Thanks, Kelvin.
What a piece of Amon Carter. How does that change you as a person when this show's all over?
I think that, first of all, just the challenge of doing a one-man show is incredible. It's a huge responsibility. I think, you know, it's one of those tremendous tasks in life that you will conquer, hopefully. And I think knowing more about the people, I'm learning, I'm meeting new people constantly. I don't think I could ever be the same person I was. I mean, Fort Worth, when I go down to Fort Worth now, it's totally changed my perception of Fort Worth after being a part of this show. I mean, I look at things now and I go, oh, that's that. That's where the Fort Worth Club is. That's the Star Telegram. I mean, it's made the whole city connect.